good morning. It's Monday, June 13th, about 8 minutes before the open right now. And, excuse me, the markets have gapped down quite a ways from the other day. Let me drag into the screen here the daily chart. So here we're looking at the daily, and we've come down quite a ways from the top. I think the all-time high was, let me pull that back up. All-time high was around like 3,800, and 4,800. We were up here at 46, have careened down quite a bit. Little bounce here. Looked like we could have got long last week, or that the market could have popped up. This was the day, this was Wednesday. It didn't happen, it failed. And so Thursday and Friday we just failed. And at this point we're gapping significantly lower. The green dotted lines here just indicate the overnight session high and low. So I mentioned 38.80 on Friday. We never saw that level. Thought that at some point we might get a little bit of a bounce and then run from there, but that didn't happen. And that's right where we opened up Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. We opened there and it just got sold off really hard. So we've come down to 37.98 half, which is lower than this. So it makes me think that we will be testing and taking out this range on the open, especially right now we're at 38.04, which would be obviously lower than that. So let me put this back into the screen here. Same for me today as all other days, like big gap down. There's going to be a lot of movement. Should be a lot of movement today. Some good volatility. You'll see guys getting shaken out of positions. So as we come down to important levels, it brings in all different time frame players, right? Like when we're just hanging out, meandering, doing nothing in a range, you've got a lot more short-term time frame traders. But days like today where we come down to significant, what was support, if we get below it, it may be resistance, you'll see a lot more movement. It's just because you've got more people doing business who trade at all different time frames. You know, people who hold a position for months or weeks or even years, and short-term traders who hold for a few minutes or even seconds. So we're just 5 minutes before the open. There was some good stuff I wanted to share before we got going, and let me pull that up. So let's see here. Boy, hopefully you're getting video coming through. I don't know what's up with my internet. I see it fine on my end, but it says that YouTube isn't receiving enough information. We'll let that be, and hopefully we stream well today. Let me see. Huh. That's weird. Let me see if I can exit out of that. Well, at any rate, we'll see if we can stream today. Hopefully so. Okay, so the things I wanted to share this morning. Let me pull these up here. I wanted to talk today about becoming successful at the process of trading. I'm just reading this great book with winning in mind. And he talks about focusing on the process, not so much the outcome. So he's talking about focusing on the process, becoming successful at the process of trading. So we can't control market dynamics. We can't control what the market does or doesn't do today, but we can control our process. We can control our emotions. We can control having stops in place, whether they're hard stops or mental stops. Those are things we can control. We can't control black swan events. So again, we've got to know like what we can be in control over. He mentions also the importance of writing out how far you've come as it relates to trading. So maybe this is your third month or your third week or your third decade. I didn't have time to do that yesterday, but I thought, that would be good here this week to take some time and even set some goals this week for man, schedule's busy with kids and extracurricular activities and all this stuff we have going on. But I thought it would be important, and it is important, to take some time out to recognize how far I've come as a trader and obstacles that I've overcome. Um, and and kind of breaking that down into two different categories. So talking about how far you've come as a trader internally, how you're able to watch without emotion. You're really just watch and observe, not fearing that you'll miss a move, not feeling like you'll need to have a trigger finger, and also externally being able to read the markets better and just have a better sense and a better feel for what's going on. So yeah, those are some nuggets I wanted to share today. Lastly, I just put here that I need to accept the risk of every trade I take. If I cannot accept the risk, then it's really not worth me taking the trade. So if there's risk and I just can't accept it, then it's not worth doing. And I need to be mindful that it's imperative to reserve all capital, not just financial, but emotional capital as well. So little bit of thoughts for today. You get what you pay for. So there you go. Okay, let's pull up the 15-minute. So here's our 15-minute and 5-minute. I'll close the 15-minute down after a while, but especially on big market moving days downward, they're usually noteworthy. So we'll see what the kind of congestion levels are today. This is definitely a congestion area. This 3817 to about 3800. This is an area. Next would be probably, somewhere up in here maybe. I don't know. I would be watching it up in here to see what it does. This certainly is a notable area. This 3850s, like 3852 up in here. So let's watch and see what we do in this congestion area. We are a minute away from the open. Well, hopefully I just pull up my thing here. Hopefully you guys can see me or hear me. If you can, good. If not, I'm sorry. So I get that out of the display. So again, I was just looking at the overnight session on the 15-minute and 5-minute. I've got pulled up on the screen as usual the 15-minute regular trading hours and then the 1-minute regular trading hours right over here. So this will gap way the heck down, like so will this thing. Same thing, it's going to be hard to get some context because we're gapping so much further as far as small tight moves. And so I'll be watching a lot more of this guy, this overnight session, at least for the first little bit here, and see where we're at. So here's our opening very low down in here. I will mark the first minute of trade. We just refer to that as the opening range. So we came down, looks like we almost tagged the overnight low on the opening range here. I'll mark that guy, and then we'll put a little mark here. 3807, yeah. Not a ton of movement, not a ton of volatility just yet. These are decent sized moves for a minute. but I think Friday the other day had a little bit more action. So yeah, even with this one, I mean, we're covering a range of 150 points here, so it's gonna look just kind of weird. It'd be nice if it were a little bit tighter and closer. We'd be able to see a little bit more context here. You know what? I'll set this one to the overnight session. There we go. This might be a little bit more helpful. So here's that congestion area. Can't say I'm not tempted to get long. We've come down so far. It's funny how you just get used to certain screens looking a certain way. Even with this one, I just like it regular time frame. The screen below it, I've got my shaded area where it shows overnight price action. All right, so far on that one, we came up to the top of that congestion area around 17, 18. A little bit of a pullback, as we can see here. And there shouldn't be any economic data out this morning. Let's see. Yeah, no data out today. Data, however you want to say it. It's a Monday, so market participants are setting up, sizing up the new week. Figuring out where they want to participate, what they want to do, positions they want to take on, positions they want to unload. I'm going to pull up a different chart. I'm just curious what bonds are doing. Oof. Wow. See the dollar strong. Let's see gold. Ooh, gold's right on its butt. Good head fake in gold the other day. All right, let's get back to the S&P Mini. Five-minute and 15-minute overnight session. So again, I mentioned 18 being kind of a congestion area. Came up to here. Here's the 5-minute over here. So came up to this area, sold it off, came back in. Now the question is whether they hold it, maintain this for a while, and then push higher, or whether it comes back below, hangs out in here, and then ultimately fails. It's anyone's guess. Most of the time I have a thesis for what I think could happen, but it's really too early for me to make a thesis and want to put any kind of money behind it. Usually as the day goes on, more things set up, things become more clear, right? As I've talked about going and watching someone, sketch, like a sketch artist. At first it's, hey tech, what's going on? At first that sketch is just a bunch of random lines, no congruency, it doesn't make sense. And then at some point, it might be 10 minutes after watching the artist, or it might be, an hour and a half. The lines make sense. It lines up. There's some congruency to it, and you can tell what they're trying to paint or what they're trying to draw. And I feel it's the same way with the market, especially on a Monday with a big gap lower. So last week Friday we gapped lower by 75 points, maybe 70 points. Today we're gapping lower by a considerable amount, about 100 points, over 100 points. So we know the overall picture is bearish, but as far as what the market does today, especially in the short term, especially looking at a 5-minute and 15-minute chart. All right, let's see if we can pop it up here. We still got a while until this 15-minute bar closes, so be interesting to see if we push higher, get some buyers to come in. So again, here's our minute on the right. Came up again to that area, maybe ran some stops up there. Interesting. Interesting. Well, most days I'm not in a hurry to make any trades or do anything happen. I feel like I'll have substantial or significant enough time to let the market set up and tell me what it wants to do. Today certainly is one of those days. Bulls will want to see it hold this low right here, that opening range retest. And we're getting back we're in the meat of the congestion area. Again, I feel like congestion is about 3,800, roughly this level right here to about here to the teens. That's our congestion area. That's where we spent the last 5 hours. Now, I don't know. It's overnight, so there's not nearly as much volume here. It's not as important, but it's notable. It's worth noting. All right, back here at 3,800. Pretty good move there in the last few minutes. We popped up to 3,820. Looked like we might have ran it a little bit higher, but we didn't. And now we are right back close to the open. Shrink this guy down. Let's see if this tells any kind of story. Let me pull up the hour just because we're having to go back to longer term time frames. Even this one, looking at the hour, there's just going back 90 days, there's just not much going on over here. I had to pull the chart back, my daily chart, over a year because even in the last year, we haven't seen these levels. All right, let's go back to the 15 here. 15, 5-minute. All right, there we go. New low. Looky there. We'll want to see how this bar closes. So it came up here, on the other side of it now. Maybe we see like a 10:30 reversal today. Maybe we're up. We've already rocketed off by then. Maybe we're just pushing lower and there's no good spot for a reversal, but just throwing that out there. Could happen. Let me go here. Let's go back 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. So yeah, going back, let me show you this. Going back even a year, here's where we're at. Going back a year. So a year ago, we were bumping 4,200, hanging out around here. So we'll go back, I think 3 years, and even 2 gets us a lot closer. So we don't have to go that far back, but we get a little bit more context here. Got some wicks down here. 3730s, 3720s, 3740s. So we'll see. Back to the minute and 15-minute. Got another minute and 30 until we get a new 15-minute bar. It's a good bar here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some tea. I'm gonna buy some right here. I don't know if I'm wrong below 92, but I'm looking at this congestion level, and we've come down quite a ways, so watching to see, I want to see us hold this area right here and eventually try to work a little bit higher. Lovely to see us take out 38.20. That'd be nice. I'm in 30% of what I'll allow myself to get into. More of just a gut trade. So let's see if we can pop a little bit here. I'm gonna sell just not even 5%. I'm sorry, a sixth right there. I just sold a sixth of it. So yeah, this 15 minutes what I'm leaning on. I want to see it pop up a little bit higher. I'll sell another little bit and then I'll still be in 2/3. So again, I'd like to see us hold this area and try to push up higher. Be lovely to hit the teens here and then get up into the low 20s, mid 20s even. Good little pop, but didn't do much there. Didn't do much. Let's see. Back in the meat of that congestion area now. Oops, let's slide this over a little bit. So we're back in the heart of the congested area. Watching tempo, seeing if I can get any nuance from the move here. So on this one, I came back and saw this push lower. This big bar was what got me involved with it. Okay, here's this. So kind of moment of truth for me right here. I don't want to see it get below this and like hang out there. If it does, if it gets too much lower, I'll just bail on it and just flatten it. I did scale out a little bit, just a sixth, as we came up here. Looked about entering or exiting a little bit more. That didn't happen. So we'll watch it here on the 1 minute for nuance and context. Still in the battle zone. So I'm still in the game. Bulls need to get above this level, like 37 or 38.05. Need to pop above that. We'll see if this little deal here holds. This little wick. All right, here's their chance right here. 79.54. See, they got to do it here. So I'm going to put my stop below this level right here. Okay, so again in the congestion area, came down to that level, pierced it a bit. Now it's just a tug of war back and forth as far as who can get it below this or who can pop it above that. If I get stopped out on this and it just puts in a little wick or a tail, I'll consider re-entering, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. So right now the size that I'm in, like I said, I scaled out just a little bit. I'm in 25% of what I'll allow myself to get into. So not a big position, not a big size, in a volatile area here. Still got another 7 minutes until we put a new 15-minute bar. Not looking great here so far. Looking like it wants to push a bit lower. And again, it looks that way, but it's a volatile enough market where we could get a pop and come up here and, that thought, that look, or what it looks like it should do, could do, would do is negated. So again, I've got my stop just below this level here. It's like right around here. So this is the bull's chance. This little guy right here, that was looking decent, but they couldn't get it above the top of the opening range. Suppose you could have a buy limit up here if we push above that level. I'm going to put a little bit more of a buy limit up above this in case we do have a quick pop up. I'll get involved in a little bit more. Let's see. So they're trying to push this thing lower, and it might happen. And if you hear a little ping, that's me just picking up more shares up above this opening range area. All right, let's see if we firm it up now. I'm going to try to buy just a little bit more right here, which I did. Wasn't a try, it was a do. All right, let's see if we can push up higher here. Well, a little bit of a head fake there, maybe. Got another minute and a half into a new 15-minute bar. This isn't looking great. Looking like it wants to push a bit weaker here. Thought with this one we were going to do it. Yeah, I thought this was the one where we get in there, push above, run it higher. I'm currently in 35% of what I'll allow myself to get into. Let's see, this is a little bit of a curl and then push. I might be fishing though with that one. We'll see how the 15-minute closes here. Be nice for the 15-minute in my mind to close above like 05. Here we are with that 15-minute. Bottom end of that range now. We're down here. We're in the bottom part of it. Looking weak. Again, want to see it pop above this. Feel like this is the bull's last chance right here. If we get above this, I'm going to add some. All right, so I just added a little bit more. Want to see it get above that now. Definitely going to hold against this level here. I'm not great with the buy stop orders, so I placed a little bit more of an order to get long right up here. It got it, and then I was looking for a pop up to 15, was going to trail out of some of it, but that didn't happen. Yeah, so I thought this bar would be the one where we would just run them up a bit. Doesn't look like it now. And now I'm feeling like I really don't have any business being in this trade, but I'm going to stick with it. Going to hold my stops there, close to taking them out. Taking out a most, still holding on to a little bit. Still holding on to a little bit there, but not much. So I had most of my stops taken out, not all of them. I've got some buy stops now up above this area. So I'm just holding 15% of what I usually hold. I had most of my stops here and then a few just a little bit lower. So pretty close to being out of this one and being flat. When I said I don't have any business being in it, is after I saw like 4 or 5 minute bars of just hanging out here at this low, kind of gave me cause to think like, you know, dude, I don't think anything is going to come about from that one. You're not going to get the pop you were expecting to see. All right, so that one I'm flattened out. I'm just stopped out everything that I was in. So just looking for a pull down here and then a run up against it. I think I got a little ahead of myself on that one, but didn't risk too much. So see what the next trade wants to give us. That was probably the tell on this one. When we came down here, popped it up and couldn't take that out, quickly got below 05. Could have been it. This part of me wants to try to get back involved again. I'm going to buy a little bit more and try to get involved here. Want to see it get above 05 for some strength. Kind of thinking that we might have, ran some stops. Looks like we did. Got to get above this area now. I think I'm a little bit too zoomed in on the 1 minute. Okay, reason for that was, let's see. So we came down, ran some stops. The thought was we still have a while to go until this 15-minute bar closes, but we came down, popped up, and now I'm wondering if we don't hold this congestion level and then try to get up a bit higher. So that's the thought for that trade right there that I'm in now, long. I'm in 30% of what I'll allow myself to get into. I'm gonna buy a little bit more right here. And who knows, I might be a little bit of a victim of the movement today, knowing that there's opportunity for big moves, right? Like big volatility, big pushes higher, big gap fill. We've come down a ton. So I'll admit, like, it's easy to see a lot of movement and think, man, I want to get in, I want to be involved, I want to catch a move. So I'm human. Yeah, broke overnight lows. Still hanging out below 05. Watching the 5 minute. So here's our 5 minute here. Got to get above this level right here on the 5 minute. 94.04. Good little 10-point pop there. So again, we're right back down to this level. Bulls got to get it above 05 in my opinion. Got another 6 minutes till we get a new 15-minute bar. This current 15-minute bar is looking kind of weak. Right, so we keep trying to hang out in this range, this congestion area. Come up, fail, come up, fail, come up here, fail again, it's back on its butt. Here's the 5 minute. Not looking great. Wondering if we get kind of a curl, kind of a come down, hang out for a while, and then a push higher. Anyone taking any trades yet? Tech, you taking anything? Gold Fever Prospecting, if you're there, you taking anything? Not looking great here. Okay, if we don't get a pop soon, I'm going to ditch this thing. Oh, man. Alright, I'm out. Market wants to go lower before it goes higher. Just looking at this. So, again, congestion area. And who knows, like at this point, maybe we come down, get a big pop up, and run them higher. That very well could happen. But the risk to reward at this moment, like right here, if I'm still holding a long, I don't know where I'm wrong. I've got to wait for the market to firm up a bit until I feel like I want to get long. So we'll sit back, hang tight, give it a while, let it shake some stuff out. Maybe, again, I know I mentioned earlier, talking about a 10 or 1030 reversal. Could see that. Yeah, that was some poor trading on my part. First one, okay. All right. Right? Like, you want to get involved, look for a pop there, look to run it. Even the scale out, like, that was good. Second one, I was fishing there a little bit. I was fishing. Hey, Janar. Nothing this morning. That's good, man. That's good. Good discipline, good self-control. Gold Fever taking three quick longs off the 96 and 98 area. Yeah. Yep, 98, 96. Good little bounces there. Quick. Yeah, it's just looking at your comment there, Jan. Yeah, they're just way down. It's just a big down day. Yeah, ones like that today. The first trade I'm pleased with. Second one, even that one, like, I wasn't in it big. And in my mind, it's the risk to reward. You know, it's the risking so much, thinking like, okay, if this thing does work, then maybe it gets some legs and gets us up to 20, past that, and then who knows, like maybe into the 30s, and if I'm lucky, up into like mid 40s. So on that one, looking at that congestion area, I thought, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth kind of sticking my teeth in there. I wasn't in it big. Now, looking back, I went over some notes. The one I should have been in much larger was that trade on Friday, kind of my bread and butter trade. That's one where you think like, yeah, I don't know about loading the boat, but one that you're very familiar with the pattern with, you want to be in a lot heavier, maybe 5 times more. So on this one, if I was in at 30% and then 35%, on that one Friday, I should have been in about 200%. Hindsight, right? Hindsight. And truthfully, I think psychologically, it's easier on this one for me to say, well, I'm in it small, like if it works out or doesn't work, that's cool. If it doesn't work, I can kind of pawn that off on the fact that, well, it's not really a big setup. I'm looking at like higher, good risk to reward ratios, so I'm going to do it. Whereas the one on Friday, that one, like that's a setup that I know and love and trust. And I didn't really pony up much. I wasn't in it too heavy like I should have been, for fear that if it didn't work, there would have been like possibly psychological ramifications on that, which I don't want, but again, I'm human. So that's maybe a little bit of the reasoning behind our actions. Okay, 15-minute dumping out. Here we go. It's way lower, way lower. I'm gonna look over at a longer term daily, see if we got any big levels. Here's our 5 minute. Here's all that congestion. Again, I know I've kind of been beating a dead horse with that, but I feel like this area is significant. It's like 17 to 18. I'll edit that guy, make it yellow. All right, I'm curious to see where this 5 minute bar closes. Oh, sorry, where this 5 minute bar closes. I got a buddy who loves doing trends. He'll wait for 2 5 minute bars and then just run with it. Usually his risk is up to where that second bar would be, which is, I mean, that's a good spot. That's a good level to know that you'd be wrong above that. Yeah, so in this case, you'd be wrong above 3,800. 3,800. So 73, got a good amount of movement right there. I'm gonna pull up NASDAQ real quick, just look to see if we're getting to any levels of significance here. Okay, MES. So S&P, definitely the weaker of the two. NASDAQ on its butt, but not as bad. NASDAQ in a gap area back from, November of 2020. It would close the gap about 100 points lower. I'm going to create an alert or below. All right. ES just probing lower. So yeah, NASDAQ had a gap there. $774. Pardon me. Okay, overnight low, opening range. Just looking for levels that correspond that are, lower. Looking to see, like marking a level where we could get a bounce, and then I'll definitely watch price action if we're down to that level. So far, just not seeing much. Yeah, 37.20s, Jan. I was just looking at the daily. It's, definitely an area I was just kind of checking out that level. So here's 37.20s, which, seems far. We're 50 points away, but man, it's something how within a half hour's time frame, how you can just capitulate, get down a lot lower than you thought you'd be. Down to 3,700. Yeah, I mean, those levels definitely make sense to me. That's what I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I think I like this level right here. Right, how you've got this, you've got some of this action here, this stuff. Doesn't mean we make it that low, but maybe somewhere in there. So I'd look anywhere in the 20s for me. I wonder if it'll come out of the opening range and then fail. Looks strong. I don't know when you wrote that. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. Anything can happen, right? It's definitely a possibility. All right. So here's NASDAQ. Yeah, that's good, JNR. Yeah. Grabbing a little tea. JNR, we need to connect too. I think I saw your message on Facebook or something. All right, here's that 5 minute. Let me drag it into the screen. Excuse me 1 minute. I'm just gonna pull up a different chart real quick. Yeah, that's no bueno. Apple. All right, almost got a new 15 minute. Here's our 5 minute and 15. Just pushing lower. Discord, yeah, Jenna, yep. So again, I'm just going to go back over the notes I was talking about earlier, then I'm going to step away, take a little break, see if we don't capitulate, come lower, and then look to get involved. But something I was just trying to focus on is becoming successful at the process of trading, not the outcome, but the process. Was I following the process well? And knowing that we can't control the market dynamics, we can only control ourselves. We can only control where our stop losses are, what our, how we manage a trade, how we manage emotion, how we manage risk. And then also writing out how far you've come as it relates to trading. Like what have been your obstacles, what you've improved at, what you still need to improve at, but recognizing where you were versus where you are, I think that's important. Change that guy, make it a little darker. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. It might be, 10 minutes or so, and then I'll be back. All right, I'm back. $37.75. Tech, I'm seeing. Stop at break even. Got stopped out. You looking a lot at the 3-minute chart on that one, Tech? Scalped a few, stopped out. Yep. Yeah, there is I looked at that gap earlier on NQ, Jan. No, yep, the gap from November 2020. Don't think we've filled it yet. Here's that. Sorry for the delay. Sometimes there's only like a 10-second delay to YouTube, and other times it's like 30 seconds. So forgive me for that. Well, don't forgive me. Forgive YouTube. Let's see. So yeah, here's that gap from November. The gap looks like full gap. What's the high here? 11, call it 11,350, just for ease of memory. So we're in this gap. That's NASDAQ that we're looking at there. Let me look at ES. Here's ES. So still just pushing lower. Yeah, my buddy Brennan, he's such a good trend trader. Just nice and chill, just goes with the trend. I'd like to add that to my repertoire to get better at just trading with the trend. Just trading with the trend, nice and easy. Nice and easy. So again, here's our daily on the ES. This was support here. Now we're just notably below it. So 20s to double O. Yeah, we'll look there. We'll watch at that spot. Yeah, I could see that. Wonder how it looks on the 3-minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I could see on the 3-minute, putting a little bit of a bottom there, trying to pop up. For a scalp, again, for a short one. Short-term trade. Not a short, you were getting long. All right. Good to be patient, right? Friday, our patience paid off. Today, our patience is paying off, right? Knowing where we are wrong, that has certainly paid off. Gave up on that one where I was looking to see it run. Gave up right here. Thought, okay, that's it, I'm done. And now we're 25 points lower. So it's good to not die on a hill. Good to not get married to any one trade. Good to know that no single trade is going to make or break you. That's the truth, isn't it? Ooh, glad I scaled out of a little bit of Starbucks puts that I was in. Yeah. S-Bucks real quick, see how it looks. Ugh. Not looking great. Monitor. Still got a few hanging out there. 68, had some I had some Starbucks puts that were a little bit higher. I just had to roll them way out. They're one's at 70, one's at 75. The others have turned out well, but got one at 68.5 expiring this Friday. So I like that level. Although it's quite bearish looking. So I wonder where 68.5 is at. Yeah, that's one I probably should have scaled out of last week because it was worth next to nothing. But we'll hold it and see. Actually, I'm just going to adjust this one. Not watching ES yet. There's just nothing for me to do here, really. Okay, that little pain, that was just a Starbucks put I had to roll out or to close out. So, not that you care, but here's Starbucks. Just looking at it. This could be some support. If we push lower, definitely will be resistance. Haven't sold anymore. I'll wait to see if we break this level to sell some with a strike price around 60 or 55. Definitely longer term time frame. All right, back to the E-mini. Sometimes it helps me to just take a little bit of a reprieve. Like I just went outside, checked on the tomatoes, pet the dog. He was out of the yard. Like, how'd you get out? I got tomatoes up in the front of the yard. We got them along the sidewalk so that people who are passing by can just grab a cherry tomato. I got a sign up there the kids helped me make that says, "You deserve a tomato." And then on the other side it says, "Help yourself," that the kids made. It's all colorful and a little crazy but fun. And I'm checking them out. They're coming in, and the dog comes up behind me like, "Oh, hey, buddy, you're not supposed to be out here." I had part of the gate was open, so he just snuck right out in the front yard. Like, "What's up, master? What are you doing?" Like, wondering what you're doing out here. So, good to take a little break. It helps for sure. I want to get better also at changing my bias. So here, I mean, I could tell I was wrong and I got out, and then considered a short based on the style that my buddy Brendan does, and thought, well, somewhere in here might be, as we came down here, the 5-minute bar was closing, and I thought, oh, okay, we could have a good little short here. But then in my head, I thought, well, you'd feel stupid if you were getting long here, and then you go short here and it doesn't work, and we pop up here, then what are you going to do? So that's a skill I'd like to work on as well, as far as being able to just, if I'm going to trade and it's wrong and it's not working, sometimes it just doesn't work, but then at other times there's a time where it doesn't work and there's a setup to just completely about face. Or even up here, truth be told, like it wasn't working, and I thought, if I was very objective, if I was more computer-like, I could have thought, okay, never fun to short on the lows, but let's try getting short here. If it pulls up to here, add, and then you're wrong up here. I don't know, but just thinking out loud. Easier said than done for sure. you can go back and forth too much. You'll talk yourself out of stuff, or you'll just start seeing things, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather be patient, wait, and know what I'm looking for. Yeah, Janar mentioned that one earlier, Tech. That's what I thought. I mean, although Friday I thought we'd have a good chance of hitting 38.80, and I mentioned earlier in the day that yeah, that was my level on Friday. I thought, man, if we get this thing down to 38.80, I'd look to get involved, look to be a buyer. Didn't get that low, and then wouldn't you know it was Sunday. Last night at 5 Central, we opened right at 38.80 and just got sold off. So just sold it hard. But yeah, that's kind of the number that's in my head, that 37.20, 3700, and then maybe even 37 mid 80s. Just got to see how it reacts at those levels, I suppose. Pull up NASDAQ once again. How's that 9 SMA looking, Tech? 9 SMA on the 3 minute, did you say? I would imagine we're under it. SMA, not EMA, huh? I'm just gonna look at bonds again real quick, just to take a little reprieve. Ooh, doggy, man, those are just. I wonder where rates are. Wow, what an interesting market. Boy, the markets, they never fail to. I mean, there's times when they're grinding and there's just not much to look at. It's not too interesting, but I just feel like they are so interesting. Just when you think you've seen it all, right? So. Overall market just on its butt, way lower, and then bonds represented by TLT, same, just on their butts, just way lower. there was a guy, he's getting long down in here at this area. I thought, okay, like that looks decent. Could have a little bit of a wedge here, maybe it runs him up, pops him, and then obviously that didn't happen last week, and now we're just gapping significantly lower. So, whew. Wow. Alrighty. Oh, put that back in here. All right. Just grinding lower. Here's the 5 minute and the 15. Here's our 15 with the shaded areas and overnight. Here's the 5 minute. So just progressing lower, trending lower. I'll let it be. $67 and $70, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes sense that it's 70 if you got this little bit of business done here right at 70, 71. 67 on the 3. Sorry, I can't hear you guys' voices because there's questions I want to ask. Like, oh, what are you looking for anything in particular on the 3 on the 9 SMA on the 3 or the 5, or like a specific trade that you do or take or like, or one that's a bread and butter one for you. But I'm sure to type it all out, it's just like, nope, don't have time for it, which I don't blame you, or just don't want to do it. All right, so who else is here? Again, it doesn't have to be a social thing, but I'm just not doing much right now. We got JNR, we got Gold Fever, we got Tech. Who else is watching? Who else is there? Have you taken any trades this morning? Anyone done anything? I think Gold Fever mentioned, Gold Fever mentioned some earlier. Well done. 96 and 98 area. I like it. I like it. Alright, if I don't answer, I'm just putting that screen away for a minute. Beautiful summer day here in the Ozarks. I was camping with my boys over the weekend. We had a camp out. It was fun. Hot. Oh man, was it hot. So freaking hot. Uh, but memories are made. They're both 10. And my daughter was home with my wife. I helped my daughter put a list of things together that she wanted to do with mom. So watch a movie, write a letter to her cousin, get a donut, help people. Thought that's pretty cool. Want to help people? That's good. So she was doing that with mom. So still, even my 5 minute, I just not a lot for me to go off of right now, just because there's nothing to the left of it. So ideally, I've got my 5 minutes set up, and there's something like over here where I can look at levels, or even the 15 minute. Hour, I could pull up the hour and look, but I don't want to be too speculative on a level. I'd rather just be watching the 5 and the 1 and see what it does at certain levels, and then make a decision from there. $11.4. Let's see. Got short on it, not filled yet. Might miss now. Ozarks. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, thanks. Missed my entry. Yeah, that'll be another one that comes along. On NQ, what were you watching on that one, Jan? You looking at any specific time frame or an indicator or stochastic? 11.4. Yeah, I didn't quite get up there, did it? I can see, here's the 1 minute on the NQ. I can see how that makes sense. Looking for a continuation. One minute. Yeah, buddy. So NQ, just putting in new lows, trying to fill that gap completely. I think the gap fills like 11.348 or 47. I just call it 11.350. I pay attention to the ES. So we'll see. Looks like this area is a notable area, at least where we're at right now. So if we get some kind of, and sometimes you can just watch the market too and watch price action at like a capitulation level, and you just get a feel that, oh, okay, we could be capitulating here, meaning like the end of the move could be happening. But also it's easy to think that and then find yourself 25 or 30 points lower. So you've got to be careful. Just grabbing for my phone there. My phone is not the mouse. So 3,800 to 3,820, that's significant. It certainly will be on the way up as well. And whether that's short term tomorrow or weeks or months from now, but just because it's a very big gap, pretty big gap there. Anyone see any other gaps on the S&P? I know we had one right around 3760s, but that got filled a long time ago. That was back in Feb of 21. Got a gap at like 3380 something. Quite a ways lower. So far, just a nice, steady, like slow, just grind lower, up, and then hung out here. Again, hanging out that long at that price level, that was a good sign that wasn't going to happen. For a minute there, thought we might have like a curl where we come up, kind of curls, hangs out, and then pushes higher. But since then, it's just been down, down, down. Yeah, it doesn't really show much there. I don't want to do that. 15 minute, still just pushing. So yeah, the 60s, like that's a level where we stalled out a little bit. So be mindful of that. Nothing big though, nothing major. 62, 64. Let's see. POC, is POC still at 3,800? Is that where all the volume was done? Yeah, it very well could be. I'm sure it's going to shift here soon. Makes sense. Like on the 1 minute, here's all our volume, and now like just kind of meh. I would think it'll shift down at some point, sooner versus later. But yeah. So maybe then on market profile, we had the point of control where there was volume. Could be a double distribution day where we come down and then put in volume at a lower point. But yeah, here's all the volume. And so same thing, I don't watch volume a whole bunch, but it just shows you that I'm sure there were other people who were short from above covering here, and then some people trying to initiate a new long position, and I was one of the ones trying to initiate a new long, thinking that could see a bit of a pop. So JNR, how long have you been in Ecuador? Yeah, it's definitely hard to enter tech. Hard for me, at least. Well, anything can change. Just talking to myself, thinking out loud, thinking that. So earlier I thought, okay, like we could see a pretty volatile day. Saw a little bit of volatility in the morning, which would make sense. But here it's been anything but volatile. It's just been a steady push lower, steady push to the downside. On days where I'm looking for like a reversal, a bounce, I like to see some heavier volatility. So we're really not getting that right now. Let's see. Let's see. Wow, Bitcoin drops below 24K. Jeez. Kramer dubs Bitcoin collapse Crypto Monday. That's great. I know inflation came out a bit higher than anticipated Friday. Again, I'm not going to try to put a reason as to why the market does what it does. especially like if I'm trading, watching a 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1 minute. If I was trading and holding a position for 3 months, maybe it would make sense. But for me, not as much. But yeah, I mean, inflation, it's a real thing. Fed. Oh man, I wish the Fed would have raised rates. They should have been raising rates 7-8 years ago. But I don't get too worked up about that because it is completely out of my realm of control. It's in the realm of concern, right? So I've got 3 rings. One is control. There's some things in life that I can control. My stops and my targets, that's one of them. Outside of that, I've got a circle of influence where I have some sway, but I'm not in control. And then the outer ring that covers the most areas of concern where, and there's plenty of things I'm not concerned about, but the things that I have absolutely no control over, that would qualify as a level of concern, an area of concern where inflation, political stuff, and now unless I was involved on a local level with political things, out of my control. I hate watching traders who are just like, they just got this chip on their shoulder, like, oh man, if it's like they're not happy one way or the other. Like when the market's going up, they're not happy, like, just this, that, and the other. And when the market's going down, they're still like pissed off, and think like, man, the market's gonna do what it's gonna do. Let it do its thing. So we'll watch 65 to 70 here. 15-minute. Looking a little different now, but it's hasn't closed the bar yet. Let's see. Need a low cost base to start this new venture. Hey, that's cool, JNR. Yeah, with trading. Yeah, barrier to entry, it's like I've talked about that too. It's like non-existent, man. You got $1,000, put it in an account, you got a computer, got some internet, good to go. Should last 2 weeks. Then you're out, right? Maybe a month if you're lucky. Then it's done. All right, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's regroup. Let's come up with a different strategy. So yeah, barrier to entry, it's non-existent. My buddy who I first got a taste that, like first even heard about futures trading, was back in 98. He was trading the E-mini online in the Chicago area. That's where I'm from. And he said, hey man, put up $2,500 with me. I need $5,000 to trade this account. And I just said, nah, that's all right. That was a lot of money for me back then. I was just graduated high school in 97. And he went on to really do quite well, very well. And then blew out at some point. So didn't manage his risk that well, I guess. But yeah, that's when I first heard about it. But congrats, Jan, that's cool. Well, I don't know about congrats, but welcome. I know I'm not wrong, bro. My boys are so young, but they're 10. And hey, bro, what you doing, bro? And I'm like, man, what are they? And then I hear the older kids that they see every now and then, and everything is, oh, bro, this, that, oh, bro, what's up, bro? So, but yeah, Janar, I know I'm not wrong, bro. I know the deal. So yeah, but it's cool, man. Low barrier to entry. And again, if we can remind ourselves that with so many other professions, right? Like, let's keep it in perspective. With so many other simple the plan is to make money. Yeah, like with so many other professions, there's so much you got to manage. You got to manage people and supplies and supply chain and orders and deliveries and timelines and all this other stuff. And with trading, you have to manage yourself. You have to manage yourself. So for me, the short-term trading, it's the final frontier as far as knowing thyself and managing. It might have been like Plato or something like that, or Socrates, who talked about know thyself. Long 3760. Yeah, that's nice tech. Looking at the 15 minute there, I think that's good. I like that. Too much talking here on my end. What are you looking for on it, tech? Targets 70 and then a little bit above. Well, I like that trade, tech. That's nice. I just pulled up a 3 minute and I think, yeah, 3760, it's a good area. You'd want to see it stay, in my mind, above like 3755. Yeah, well done, man. Good trade. $10 points. Yeah, that's really nice. Did we hit 70? We're close. Yeah, for me on the 1 minute, I like that little. I was curious about this, like a little, like a mini wedge. And then saw that coming up here. There's your 70. Well done. You all out or you got a scale like a run or anything? When you trade tech, usually like all in, all out. Out. Yeah, good deal. $15-minute firming up. $50. All right, so for me in my head, I'm thinking about that when I mentioned Friday, what I call the spike trend pullback, where we get some upward movement. I'm watching more the 5 minute, waiting to see a level where we could retrace from. If I see it and I enter it, I'll let you know. Still got to give it a little time. So our important areas where I mentioned that 65 earlier, kind of like 62, 64. So that's noteworthy. Here's our 15-minute again, overnight. So we firmed it up here. 60, great. Man, great entry tech. That's really nice. Yeah. I think 60, and then you lean against like this area right here, 55-ish. Well done. Yeah, it's good to manage your rest. 2 contracts small in day like today. That's good. Hey, Joel Irving, congratulations, man. SQQQ. I like it. So watching this area, seeing what we do here. I don't do a lot of fib trading, but I mentioned this Friday when we have like big trend days. I like to pull it up and just kind of see where different levels are at. So there's 84, that one, the other. So just charging up on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Got another 20 seconds so we get a new 5 minute bar. 5 minute looking pretty strong here. Three. So we're up 35 points from just 15 minutes ago. 5 minute, pretty big reversal here. Watching this level. Wondering now if this, now for that spike trend pullback one that I do, I mean, I've got a little bit of while to wait. And the frustrating thing with that is that sometimes we come right up, hit a level, and then quickly push down. Other times, the trade that I take I'm more comfortable with is when we come up, hang out on the 5 minute here for a while, and then look to do business where I mentioned where we've got kind of a wall of price activity. So not a bad area here though if you're looking for a pullback, a bit of a retest. Suppose if you got short, yeah, you'd be wrong above 89. Good pop. Good pop on the 5 minute. Still got another 3 minutes till we get a new 5 minute bar. So just sitting back, just waiting. Gonna wait and, oh, sorry for that noise. Gonna wait and see what the market wants to do, how it wants to act. See if 37.80 was the last stand as it came down here. Try to get higher. Excuse me. Well, I'm not short. I'm not long. Haven't been in a trade since earlier this morning. Sorry, I'm not looking at any comments. I was getting close to a setup that I usually take called the spike trend pullback, but looking like it's not gonna give it to me now. So I'll look to see price action lower, see if I want to get long at a certain level, and then make a decision from there. Just waiting right here. Haven't got involved. Not yet. The internal struggle is, do I look to get long at 37.60 area ish and then see some follow through, or do we push lower? I didn't get that setup that I was waiting for in the 5 minutes, so realizing that we've come down quite a far way. We pull up the NASDAQ real quick, take a quick peek. I mentioned a 1030 reversal earlier, then I said, well, who knows, not sure. I was looking for it to get down lower. It didn't happen, didn't get to that level. So now really I just gotta sit and wait, be patient, stay disciplined, wait until I see something that looks like it's good risk to reward, and then execute. So just gonna sit back. I'm gonna be wrapping it up pretty soon here, unfortunately. I just usually watch the first 2 hours of the day, sometimes the first 2.5. So today might be one of those days where I stay till a little bit longer. All right. Bulls want it above 80 now. They want it above that. Let's look at some other levels here. Watch 38 to 05. Remember 05? That was an important level earlier. So I'm going to be watching this 1 minute for some nuance. if I get involved somewhere up in here, a stop could potentially be this 08, and then certainly high of the day. For a short, that is. So again, bulls wanted it, they need it above 80. Let me get some water, I'll be right back. Sorry for that. All right, 2 more minutes so we get a new 5-minute bar. All right, bulls pushing it higher. They're holding 37.80. They got to keep it there and remain there. I'm not shorting at this level. That spike trend pullback trade that I call it, at least, I like to see it come up here and then stay like some tighter bars up in here for a few minutes and then go ahead and fail based on where these close. So the fact that we kind of came down and then we came down, pierced here, and now that we're pushing up higher, that negated the trade for me. We're like, I don't want to get involved at that level. Might be that I see something up here that's noteworthy where I do get involved. If I do take a short up here, target area is definitely going to be this, we'll call it like this level right around here, 84 to 82. Be leaning against that 80 level. So the bulls are holding above 80. So yeah, this level right here, that's important. And I mentioned 80 just primarily because of this action here. This here, some of the wicks. So now I'm going to watch the 1 minute for nuance. There is a trade that I'll take where sometimes we get a big spike up on the 1 minute and then like we come down and fail and hang out. On that one, I'd be looking to enter short. So let's see how high the bulls can push it up here. I'll look to fade the move. Again, just looking for a little context, a little nuance. Mindful that we've come down a very, very large amount today relative to yesterday, relative to Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday. So I'm not surprised to see buyers stepping in at these levels. Again, I know that we were talking about 37.20 earlier. Didn't get there. Feels like we won't get there today, but you never know. So again, 1 minute price action, just up, up, up. So we're close to now the low of the day. I might try to get involved right here a little bit. So I'm going to give it a minute, see if it sets up, and then try to enter a short. I'm gonna look for a little bit of a pop up higher to look for a short. So they're keeping it above 37.80 so far. Hang tight. Let's sell a little bit right here. I'm in 30% of what I'll allow myself to get into. I'll be looking to add if we get up a bit higher. Still got another 2.5 minutes on the 5-minute bar. Might have rushed that guy just a little bit. I believe I did. I'm going to sell just a little bit more right here. So I'm in 40% of what I'll allow myself to trade. Not huge, not big. Going to lean against some of this stuff here. Got another, minute and 20 till we get a new 5-minute bar. Now this might be the area for my spike trend pullback. This could be it, somewhere up around here. But I've still got another minute until my 5-minute closes. So it's looking pretty strong as of yet. On this trade, I'd be wrong above like this right up here. All right, there we go. So watching this level now, we'll call it 90. This one might take a few more minutes to set, well, another 5 or 10 minutes to set up really. But looking for a pullback down into 80 and then down to 75 here. I'm wrong if we get much above this 07 level, which I know it's a little ways away. Looking for a little bit more of a pop-up to add some. Still got a while on that first 5 minute bar, so I'm just hanging tight. Bears want to see it get below like this level here. It's 83. So our 15 minute, pleased with the placing into that of that. I'm gonna buy just a little bit back right here. And I'll look to add, so I mentioned we were coming up at like 82 to 80 level. I'm still in 3/4 of this thing. Looking to add if we come up a little bit higher. I'm gonna buy some back right here as well. Okay, so I'm in half of this original trade. Again, I want to sell some more if we come up a bit higher. Watching that 80, so 80 to 82 is important. Importante, right? That I mentioned earlier. So that was my reason for scaling out, getting out of half of the position between like 83 and 82. Watch and see what it does up here, whether I stick with it or get out. Again, I'm wrong on this one. If we get up, probably now much above like 05. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here. Not a whole bunch. So it came down, held that 80 level. And I'll see if we get up here, I'll watch what it does. I'm gonna sell some there as well. Okay. So I'm in just 35% of what I'll allow myself to get into. If we come up, peak above this, and then fail, I'll definitely be looking to add. This could be a nice tell right here. Let's see if it gets below 82. We could have some nice follow through. If we can get below this 82 to 80 level, I'd be looking somewhere down in here for a scale out. This could be a nice tell right here, but it could be too early to tell. In hindsight, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, that was a great tell. But it feels nice, feels like a nice move. I'm gonna buy back a little bit right here. So I'm in 30% of what I'll allow myself to trade to get into. Want to see it break 80. Let's see here now. Let's see what we got. Let's see what our fibs show us. I'm going to buy a little bit more right back here. Again, looking at that 80 level. All right, I'm in 25% of what I'll allow myself to trade. Watching for the mid 70s here. Looking for us to push a little bit lower. I'll take some more off the table. Okay, so perhaps that was a nice tell. But again, I'm mindful of the fact that we are way, way lower. So with me, it's always gotta be mindful. Gotta be aware that stuff can go wrong. I think at this level now, I'm gonna exit out. I'll have a stop right up above here for the remainder of what I'm holding. I think I'll keep it right here, right at this level. All right, let's see if we push lower. Let's scale up a little bit more right here. So I'm only in 20% of what I'll allow myself to trade. And let's see how much, let's see if we do push lower in fact here. Watching this 74 level. So we're below 80, but the question is, can we stay there? Can we stay below that area? I'm definitely wrong on this trade if we get above this, oh sorry, I was showing you stuff on the 5-minute. I'm definitely wrong on this if we get above this area now. So this was for me what we call the spike trend pullback. Come up here, leaning against this area right here, and now we're looking to see if we can squeeze a little bit more juice out of this thing, get it to the mid 70s. We're hanging here at 80, but let's see if we get a bit lower. Let's scale a little bit more right there. So in my mind, I'd like to see it stay below like mid 80s. I will put my stop now right at this level, right at this little wick. Just trailing a small percentage of this one. I'm in 15% of what I will allow myself to get involved with. And if we firm up and stay up in this, well, sorry, I'm still looking at the 5-minute. If we firm up and stay in this area too long, I may cancel it. So as of right now, the stop on this last little runner is just right up at this area. But if we hang out here, get uninvolved. So far pleased with the scale outs. I mentioned coming down to the mid 70s. Didn't quite hit the mid 70s. Looks like we got down to 76 quarter. We are above 80 now. Alright, this line doesn't really mean much to me. Gonna remove that. Sorry if anyone's posted anything, I just haven't been looking. $37.94. Yeah, looks like 94 was a spot. I don't know when you wrote that, Jan R. But that was a spot. So on this one, I got involved short. Here, this is my break-even price is right here now, which I like that level. Got involved there based on the 5-minute activity. So it'll be interesting here if we hold and come up, or if we fail and go down. So again, it's tricky to know in some trades where sometimes like you get involved early and you're right on time. Other times you get involved late and you're early because it's only, everything's in real time. But on this one, I was looking for that one I call the spike trend pullback here. Didn't really see it because of this wick, and thought, okay, this could be like the final push until we come down. So now, in my mind, like it's anyone's guess as to whether we ultimately fail and come lower, or if we push and just grind higher. I am realizing that we're holding above that 80 level, which I think is important. So we'll watch to see what kind of continuation we get. And I'm going to have to be wrapping it up here pretty soon. With these levels, I'd love to, if we had a decent retrace to the downside, I'd look to try to buy some. Okay, so this isn't really the price action I was wanting to see. I mentioned like if we came down and couldn't get much lower on the 5-minute, that I might exit early. So we'll watch it here. I might dump this trade out and be done with it. I'm still gonna hold it though and see for that last little runner that I got on at this area, which is right. My entry was right at 90, so got the little runner right there. Yeah, so this looks like it has potential to be strong right there to me. And I want to see it get below like 80 and hold it. So that last piece I got on, I'm just going to hold it against this recent little push up that we've put in. Going to hold it against here, maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, so don't love that price action. Let's see what they do at 80. See if they take it below it. So now I've got my stop on this one trailing just right above this level here. So love to see a little push lower, but if we can't, I'm not going to give this thing up here to break even. I'll at least take some profit on that last little piece that I had on. And that's more than likely going to call it a day for me. Well, anyone else take any trades on this little bit of a push higher? Tech, you do anything else, or just pleased with that one you had down here lower? Okay, so that little runner guy that I had on, I'm out of that dude, and let's see if we get any serious action going up higher here. All right, good little trade, not too bad. All right, it looks like 90 to 80 is our battle zone. 90 to 80, 90 to 80. Good little head fake there. '90 was defended pretty strong. So quick 10-point move on the 1 minute chart there. '80 held. Let me pull up NASDAQ real quick. So NASDAQ from the gun, it wasn't as weak as the S&P. It was a little bit stronger. All right, I scratched that itch. I looked at NASDAQ. All right, Tech. Hey, good to be done. Good trade. One and done. I like it. I like those days where it's just one good trade, you see it, you're in it, you're involved. Say, all right, I'll be back tomorrow, Mr. Market. Cool. Yeah, a little bit past what I usually do here. I will be wrapping it up sometime very soon. I'm not sure just when, but usually for me it's just 8:30 to 10:30. Today's got quite a bit more movement and action, so I'm gonna see what we end up with here. Where's that POC at, Jan? Here, let me see if I can guess. Point of control. What's the over-under on me guessing? I'm not gonna. Where's that POC, Jan? All right, is this the fail? Still watching 80. So if you're short here, you'd be wrong against this, well, I feel like you'd be wrong against this level. So again, battle zone is 80 to 90. Let's mark that area. Mark those areas. $80 to $90. There we go. We added this dude. Ooh. That's juicy. That's interesting. Add it. So again, looking at the overnight, we've got that, all this congestion, right? All that congestion. So reason for taking a short as well, looking at the 5 minute, was thinking I would lean against some of that congestion where even if it popped up too high, I should, you know, there's a chance that I could come back and get out at break even compared to where it was. Now we're pushing higher. We're right at 90 here, so let's see if we can get above it and where we end up, or if we touch this area. So let's watch the 1 minute for nuance here. So 90 was our battle zone. We're above it now. I feel like you might have got some guys shaking out here where we saw this pop up and then down, especially this one, thinking, okay, we're gonna break 80. They didn't. So now it's running some, could be running stops on whoever got long. Or I'm sorry, whoever got short. All right, so here's our zone. Our zone of battle. Almost done on the 10 minute. I'm sorry, on the 5 minute. All right, got a new 5 minute bar. I'm gonna sell some here. Five minute was looking a little wonky there. Just looking at like this stuff on the 5. I like that push up above battle zone and then right back in it. Want to see it get below 80. Don't really want to see it get below this. Or I'm sorry, above this. Well, I'm kind of backwards today on what I'm saying. My bad. I'm in 30% of what I'll normally trade. Looking like we got kind of a wedge on the 5 minute here though, I'm not going to lie. And the 1 minute. I think I got a little ahead of myself there. But so still in just 30%, not adding anything to it yet. Watching 38 to 38.07. Got another 3 minutes until this 5-minute bar closes, so it's looking pretty strong right now. Still watching this 1 minute for nuance. Trying to get to 38. Back to congestion on the 15-minute. I want to see where this 5-minute bar closes. We've got another, what do we got? Minute and 20, minute and 15. Good sell off of that level. Another minute on the here, so let's look at 5-minute. Here we got 5-minute and 1 minute. Another minute on this guy. Good sell off and rejection. We'll watch and see what it does here at this 90 level. And depending on where we close on 5-minute, I might be adding to my short position. All right, another, 5 seconds until we get a new 5-minute bar close. Let's see what we do up here. I'm going to sell a little bit more right there. I'm in 40% of what I'll allow myself to get into. A little bit of some averaging in. Fading City Hall here. It's held above 90. I'd like to see it break that level. All right, that's looking a little better. Oh, let me see here for today. 38, 381. we go. Alright, let's see if we stay below 90 now. So here's the 5 minute. I usually have the 15 here and then the 1, but got the 5 minute. All right, let's see if this is a true wedge, if we're really going to pop out, or if we're just going to push lower. I am looking for it to break a bit to the downside. I am short from above. Let's see, I'm going to skim a little bit off the top right here. All right, so I'm still in, what am I in? 3/4 of my original position. If we pop, I will look to add a little bit. Ooh, I like this price action right here. We're a minute and a half away from a new 5 minute bar. So I want to see how this guy closes here. Be nice to get a little continuation, a little follow through. Another minute to go on that bar. Pleased with that first scale out. Aware that we've come quite a ways lower, and knowing that nothing is impossible, we could in fact just blast off and have a big move higher. Big gap lower today. So again, we've got to keep in mind that wouldn't be surprising if we just had a big move lower. Next level of contention is going to be 37.80 if we get down to there. So our first battle zone was this 37.90 to 37.80. Alright, this bar is going to close shortly on the 5 minute here. Let's see how it ends. See where we end up. All right, we're kind of just walking the ladder here so far, holding this level. Five minute or 15 hanging in there. Not adding yet. I scaled out a little bit right here, but not adding to this short. Let's get a little bit more context here. 38, we mentioned this and that and the other. So we're holding above 90, which was our battle zone. I've got 80 to 90 as that clear battle zone. Just grinding higher. Let's see how far the bulls can take this. Another 3 minutes till we get a new 5-minute bar. 5-minute pretty strong here. It's knocking on the door of that congestion area, which is, it's this. All of this right here. So we came down, probably took out some weak hands and watching to see if this is resistance now or if we plunge below it. There's our 5-minute. So let's see what happens here. Still got another 1.5 minutes to close on the 5-minute. I'm not adding to any short yet. I'm going to sell a call from up above on SPY. So that would have been the ping that you just heard. Okay, another 1/2 minute on the 5-minute. Let's see how we shape up here. 39 definitely our battle area. Now it's kind of 38 to 39, 3,800 even to 3,790, pardon me. First target's going to be down to this 3,780 on the short end. And I'll see if it warrants keeping on any kind of runner or if I'm just going to get out of the whole thing there. I've got a tight stop on this guy. If we come up here and then retrace, I'll look to short again, but my stop's just a little bit above this level. Perhaps I should place it at 05 there. That might be a better level for it. Yeah, I've got a loose stop in right now, so we'll wait for 05. So it's still holding that 37.90, which I don't like. Not crazy about that price action there. knocking on the door of that congestion area. Got another 2 minutes on the 5 minute here, looking strong, looking like we could get a pop above. Another minute and a half till we get a new 5 minute bar. So you can see the 15 minute there. Here's the 5 minute. Come up, putting in a lot of wicks. But so we'll see if this opening range serves as resistance. It'd be nice to get some kind of follow through, but we've come down quite a bit. Come down quite a bit, meaning in the last, like on the macro scale, on the daily, we've come down a lot. All right, one more minute till we get a new 5 minute bar. If we come down to this 80 level here, then I will certainly, I'll get out of some and I'll move my stop to this level up here. I'm going to sell a bit more right here as well. Next area to push below is going to be 85. So we can get down to 85 and then push it lower. Just looking at this 15 minute. So yeah, 85 to 83 again, 82. It's going to be our area. Want to see it get lower, and then I'll move my stop to this level up here. That's not good. Oh, it's past my bedtime for trading. I need to wrap it up. Wrap it up. All right, here she goes. Let's see how high of a move we can get on this one. I'm not out yet. I haven't flattened yet, but I'll watch price action up here, see what we do. If we pop up and come below 3,800, I'll stick with it. If we pop up and hold up in here for a while, I'll let it go. I'll be done. 5 minutes looking strong. Okay, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. I'll be flattening soon if we don't get any kind of a retrace here, which we're looking pretty strong, so. So now we're back up in the congestion area, which is what I did not want to see. So barring some sort of a quick rejection and a push below 3,800, I'll be out of this thing. So here's what we talked about earlier. So earlier we had the congestion level. We came down to it. We're holding here for quite a while, so looking like the market was going to be strong. It in fact has been. Here's the 5-minute. So just put a new 5-minute bar. I don't want to see it get much above this, or else I'll be done. So the thought is that maybe we can come up to mid congestion, the 05 level, and then pull back in a little bit. But at this point, I'd be looking to short of like a big, quick, rapid move. I'll be trying to just cut bait on this guy. And that will be it for me for the day. I've had better days, I'll say that. I will say that. So 5 minutes still just pushing up, pushing up. So now we're back in congestion, and it makes me feel like a pullback would warrant getting long. So a pullback somewhere in here makes me feel like you could get long and see if you could ride this thing up. I'm just about stopped out of this guy. Right within inches of my stop here, and almost did it, almost got it. It's close. Let's see if we retrace a bit. Try to get out down here if we do. Well, that's what I was looking for earlier in the day. Then push lower and then pop high. Okay, alright, I'm stopped out of that one. I am done. And that's all she wrote. Got one other call that I might be stopped out of here as well, and SPY. And I'm out of that one as well. Okay. Boy, rough day. All right, that's going to end it for me. Happy trading. Do well. Be back. See you tomorrow.